investors are married to only one thing, which is returns.
So that is what is keeping the momentum on.
It's expensive to buy a home.
Luxury is doing very, very well.
The next decades all belong to India.
If you want to deploy at scale, you can't ignore India.
They discount their own credibility and their own income to invest for themselves.
100% debt.
100% debt, okay.
Easy.
This is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity having Shobhit and Raj here.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Brick by Brick. We are here with another episode with people who are shaping the Indian real estate market. With me, I have Shweta, who will be co-hosting the entire episode. Over to you, Shweta.
Thanks, Aashreen. Today, in this conversation, we have two pivotal leaders who are shaping the real estate decision making in India. One who's driving the real estate investment decisions, and the other who's leading the residential market from the forefront.
Our first guest today is Raj, who heads the Mumbai residential business for Anarock. He will be joining us to share the insights, what shape home buyers today, and how the entire most vibrant leading market and city of our nation is built by the thoughts of these home buyers and developers.
And joining Raj, we have Mr. Shobhit Agarwal, CEO Investment Banking of Anarock Capital Advisors Pvt Limited. Shobhit has been part of some really significant deals and transactions in the real estate space in India.
Welcome to the podcast Brick by Brick, Shobhit and Raj. We look forward to having a very candid and insightful conversation with both of you.
My first question to you, Raj, is that you have been interacting with developers for a really long time, channel partners, home buyers. According to you, what is the mood that Mumbai Indian real estate market has today?
Mumbai residential market is absolutely currently in a very, very high stream in terms of there's a lot of demand for a quality houses. The segment is luxury, which is moving in now. There is a little bit slowness in the non so luxury product, but luxury is doing very, very well. This could be the biggest year for Resi in selling the units.
For Shobhit, while Raj was speaking about luxury, ultra luxury and the demand again reviving, when you evaluate a real estate opportunity, what are the top factors investors look at before committing their capital?
I've been doing this for many years, and essentially I'll boil it down to 3 points. First is the sponsor or the promoter risk. Who are you putting your money with? It's of utmost importance. It's the first parameter, saying who's the counterparty, what is his track record, has he done things, what's the genre, delivery, etc., etc. The second is execution, and when I'm saying execution, it's 2 parts. It's balance sheet management, right? So you make sure that there are cash flows and you're meeting your projections. It is not a story on an Excel, right? So you have to make sure that he's able to monitor the balance sheet very well, and so also the ground execution. So buildings are going up, it's happening in time, it's happening in the cost that one needs. And finally, investors are married to only one thing, and they love only one thing, which is returns. So they have to have clarity on how they are going to get their money back.
Do you think that the investor thinking has changed significantly over the last couple of years?
Over the last 2 decades, Indian real estate has changed significantly. It's a 180-degree change from the promoter first to the end user first, right? So it's all about satisfying the end user.
This be the same for you also, that what has changed over the last 5 years? Has there been change, or?
No, the complete approach has changed for any individual to buy a house. It used to be, as Shobhit pointed out, that it was more of who the developer is and what the brand that he carried and what his delivery track record is. Today, everybody wants to see, believe, and then kind of buy it. And the track record has to be proven. So it's not anybody and everybody can sell today. So the aggregation of developer has become a very nominal in numbers. and they are the one who are really doing very, very well. And they are proving again and again, time and again, that we have delivered this. You try to build a community living versus a single living. So you need to have spaces that are created for people to come and have a communication with each other. So it's a more of interactive end consumer versus being secluded and being in one apartment. They don't look at it. They look at full lens, full delivery, and feel and good factor that they genuinely want to have in their apartment.
When you have a little extra, as a second sort of investment also, you would say it is more homes are picking up popularity?
Yes, it is. It is picking up, and they do want to have. So somebody living in Delhi and traveling to Bombay and Bangalore does have a inclined to buy a house in Bombay or Bangalore. So probably have a house there as well. So it was not just, earlier it used to be one city house and then you go and live in. But people do want to take the exposure, they want to have their private space. So there's a varieties of apartment that are available. You can have an apartment which is very exclusive to you, then you can have an apartment which is serviced by a hotel or, so people do have options today to kind of go. Earlier these options didn't exist. So today they do believe that, okay, we may have a house in, there's an affordability as well as there's a very simple way of buying and managing that property. Earlier it used to be managing was the headache. Now those headaches have gone. There are multiple companies who can manage it, who can rent it out for you. So there's a lot of end-to-end services that have been provided by the service providers. It's being very well received, and that is why it is attracting second investment as a residential.
My view is that residential is largely being driven by end users. It's not an investment option.
Shobhit, what do you think? Which are the major sectors that are attracting the capital? Is it residential or commercial or warehousing? We see growth in data centers and hospitality.
So in the heart of everything is residential. It's the largest sector being built, being sold, and therefore it requires the most amount of capital. So at the heart will always remain resi. From an investment perspective, it's easier to put money in offices, which is where we see global investors coming in and buying offices or warehouses, both of which give you a yield. You will find investors always sort of jumpy at offices and nay on residential, right?
You have a perspective on this.
No, the heart is at residential business, and so 2-3 things I'm picking up from Shobhit. What he says is that absolutely right. One micro market can have a product which is super highly selling, and one is not so highly selling and not so attractive. But having said that, the way we are growing, we used to sell 2 lakh houses 5-6 years back. Today we are selling 6 lakh houses, and China compared to that sells 1 crore houses rather. So the growth in resi is yet to be seen in my mind. Today selling for 12,000 houses have become easier than selling 1,000 square foot houses because you'll be able to craft and design and give it to them. So it's about time. We will attract further investment, and we will attract more buyer, and absolutely it's a consumer based market. Any 80% business is resi eventually in India.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think speaking about developers, a lot has also changed in the way they design projects. Convenience has become such a big key, in making decisions about in anything in life, especially in South Bombay area. They say that, okay, we have a club next door. I'm okay if I don't have a gym in my building. I can go to the club. I have my community there. I'm okay if I don't know 10 people in my building. That's fine, because I can tomorrow just go to the club and I can meet the people who I used to meet. So do you see that change in
My favorite questions. Every buyer does ask me from South Bombay, why do I need to move to Worli and Prabhadevi or so on and so forth in Bandra or Juhu? But trust me, I enjoy this question as much as I enjoy selling this. So when I take the customer to a product which is fully lifted with all amenities are given, that you go to the complex and you have medical center within the complex added into the amenities. That can never be available and offered in the club, right? So that's when the consumer starts to feel, okay, there's a differentiation coming in here. There are complexes which is getting made where everything of your essential everyday requirement is catered to you within the complex without attracting anybody from outside. I think those are the complexes which are attracting the consumer, and that is why people are thinking, well, we can change from South Bombay to Worli, or from Worli to Prabhadevi, or Juhu to Bandra. So those upgrades are happening looking at these amenities.
We have been reading all about the India story and the next decades all belong to India, and there have been a lot of reports and all the research houses coming up with those kind of analysis. So according to you, what is the one thing or maybe two things that global investors are being attracted in India?
The favorite or top of the line answer is the demographics. We have Sirsa 1.4, 1.5 billion people and a very large middle income population and that's growing faster than the entire population of some of the countries. So that's where the real demand is coming because that's aspirational. Then we are building infra. Our government is doing so much work at this point of time. Every tier 2, tier 3 cities have metro. Tier 1 is seeing bridges, metros, airports being added every year, right? So infra work is doing well. Demographics are favorable, right? Raj just described that we are doing good quality designs and construction so that there's active living. What we didn't mention, and something that is coming out from Aashreen's question, saying what's happening and why is everybody buying all of this. Average age of Indian buyer has come down to 33 from last decade, which was at 47. So loads of things are coming together for the country, and therefore global markets can't ignore us for a long time. But if you want to deploy at scale, you can't ignore India. We keep hearing emerging countries, but it is now more than that.
We'll touch upon the luxury case. So, and Aashreen, even you have to answer this question. What is the definition of luxury living for you? Let's start with Aashreen now.
Honestly, I don't think there's anyone better than Raj to answer this. I would let Raj kind of define the actual meaning for it in Indian real estate.
I think it's a critical one, but to be honest, luxury, it will differ from people to people. It comes from aspirational, right? A location is something that is very, very critical when you talk about luxury products. Size of the product is very, very critical. You really need a space that gives you comfort to kind of dress yourself up. So from a entrance to getting into the bathroom, you need to have a space. So the space is very, very important, and space could not be 2, 3, 500 or 1,000 square feet. It starts, in my mind, for a more of a South Bombay product, it starts from 3,500 upwards. So that's one. That's the second part. Third part is that luxury people enjoy when it is community. There are also people who wants to have a luxury where 7 people are living, in a very large apartment and everything is in it. But more luxury that I sell is more and when it is community living. So that's more of a luxury living. And yeah, what is the size of a car parking? If you go to a normal building, you will not understand what are the car parking size, but literally it's getting measured what car can be parked, and will this have a ramp car parking, will this have a drive car parking. So essentially entering to the complex to exiting the complex, how easy and what a process has been applied in constructing that building is the real luxury for me.
It's expensive to buy a home, in Bombay it's not, especially in, the ultra luxury projects, but we continuously keep seeing the demand, going up. Is there a reason why?
So Mumbai is in transformative mode. When I say transformative mode, I was with one of my friends yesterday night going to Lower Parel for a dinner. He came to 4 years after he came to Mumbai, and he said, it just became so many buildings. I'm like, what? So he's saying there's so many buildings. And suddenly the skyline of Prabhadevi to Lower Parel to change, he says, it looks like a New York to me. So that transformation that is happening, along with government adding this coastal road, I think it's not just stopping at Borivali, Prabhadevi, South Bombay. It is going to go up to Borivali in my mind. The coastal road, the area will become the change of Mumbai in some time. And it is not, you can see pillar, you can see everything getting done. Every day there's a change. When you start to travel from this office to exit, you will say, sorry, we are in progress. Mumbai is in progress. So that is what is keeping the momentum on. And when you put together the infrastructure movement, whether it is coastal road, whether Atal Setu, whether the Worli Sea Link to Atal Setu connector, whether you see the Vadhavan port to Virar connector and the Alibag. So all this is adding a lot of, and that's why you see the crowd coming in, and rightly appointed by Shobhit. The crowd in 33 age is, I think, not less than 30% of the total crowd of India is in that age. in that category or will get there. So the demand has to rise.
Raj is saying, especially for South Bombay, is the highest tax paying part of the world.
The crowd, yeah.
Within Indian context, and they've been staying in their houses for 50 years, right? It's high time they upgrade.
Yeah.
So the demand is not coming from people migrating from outside of Bombay, especially in super luxury. These are people who've been staying here, probably third generation in their own houses, are suddenly saying we need higher quality, better quality, and Bombay is all about vertical development. So the higher you are, the more luxurious it is. So literally Bombay is just rising up, and the more it goes up, people sort of want to get there. So it's going to be natural for them to buy it. So I don't see luxury stopping because these are rich people upgrading their lives after
So it's
40
more of a
years.
lifestyle shift that's
Yeah,
happening.
It's
with
a
the
flight to
existing-
quality. It's flight to quality, right?
Yeah.
You've stayed in a house for 40 years. You deserve better.
Yes.
And you're saying, well, I don't know when COVID is going to come again. Let me buy myself a nice house.
Live in the now.
Yeah, and you know everybody's happy about it. So it's largely upgrade.
What do you think is going to redefine the real estate landscape for India?
I think what we are not thinking about and is clearly underserved at this moment is two sectors. One is education.
Yeah.
We're not building enough higher education universities, campuses. Our campuses are dated, most of them. I think we need a lot more given we are a large size population. And second is healthcare. I think we need healthcare upgrade across all sectors. So obviously super specialist and specialized hospitals, but also at the sort of let's just call it village levels and then cities. I think we need a whole system of healthcare to be redeveloped.
All of this would require the real estate sector, just gearing up.
You need physical real estate to do all of this. Then operational excellence will come later.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the skeleton correct, operational excellence can't do too much, right? My favorite quote on this is, you can buy a beautiful plot of land, but if you don't build right, it's just an expensive piece of land. It's never a good project.
Would you say that there is any other emerging asset class that we are missing out?
What we are currently catching is data center demand. Like I said, we have 1.4 billion people producing so much of data. We are overwhelmed with it, but we not have enough space to store that data, right? So all the hyperscalers will come in and set up data centers because they need to understand what the consumer pattern is, who's buying what is the demand, whether it's e-commerce or quick commerce. Everything today is happening on the phone. Data is already there. I think we need to just make sure that we have a house for it. So data centers will come up.
This is once in a lifetime kind of a opportunity, having Shobhit and Raj here at the same time.
We have two segments. One is the rapid fire, and then we will conclude with something a little bit more on the personal front. So my questions are to you, Raj, on the rapid fire. One word or one sentence. Sea-facing apartment or penthouse?
But obviously sea-facing apartment being in Bombay.
Yeah. Ready to move in or under construction?
I will wait for it to be ready if it is sea-facing apartment.
One Mumbai micro market everyone should watch out for.
The entire coastal road for Mumbai, everybody should watch out because that will become the coastal road, and because they're creating a pathways to walk on from Warsaw to South Bombay. Today if you have to do marathon, you can't run full run marathon, so you may have opportunities coming in to run from one end to the other end at least 25-30 kilometers.
Most common question home buyers ask you.
So what they ask now, am I getting the best deal? And the best deal in format of price may not be, but best deal in format of a floor and the view and the look and feel of the house. That's what they do ask. Am I getting the best deal? Or then if not defined, then they'll come down to pricing.
One word that describes Mumbai real estate.
Opportunity for me, because if I don't do it today, I may be too late to buy at a right entry price or right entry bracket. So I'm always scared, when can I go and buy a house in South Bombay or in Bandra. So that keeps me, that keeps Mumbai really, really attractive.
Lastly, one biggest mistake home buyers make.
what they discount is the earning for next 5 years, and when they're buying a house today to move in 5 years tomorrow or later, they don't calculate that what growth they will have. And accordingly, how much, either 2,000 will be enough for them after 5 years from today, or it requires 4,000 square foot house. So they discount their own credibility and their own income to invest for themselves.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so coming to you, Shobhit, debt or equity?
100% debt.
100% debt, okay.
Easy. Why would I do equity if I'm getting good returns on debt?
Yeah. Residential or commercial?
Residential is at the heart.
Okay. One city investors should watch closely.
I'm biased. I still think Mumbai and South Mumbai will continue to outshine.
The most underrated asset class in the real estate sector.
I've said it earlier, I think it's education. at the
Education,
moment.
yes.
It's education.
One word defining the real estate situation in India today.
I have a right word for this. It's adolescence.
Adolescence, okay.
Lots of potential and even more tantrums.
One negotiation lesson that should be learnt by everybody.
Is listening. It's listening. People just don't listen. They just want to speak out. Listen to the other guy. And when I'm saying listening, is not just hearing. It's listening what he said. You take your time to absorb it. Think, process before you start to reply to somebody.
Yeah.
In trying to rush up a conversation or a deal, you mess it up. So that's the biggest challenge, that people don't listen
And they should
enough
learn this.
and stay silent and stay quiet when you're listening, right? Just listen.
Raj, if you weren't in real estate, what career would you have pursued?
Car racing.
Car racing. Interesting. What about you, Shobhit?
I think stand-up comedy will come naturally to me. I'm good at storytelling, so I can do it. It's part of my job, you know. It's very close, very similar to investment banking. I have to go tell a story and make sure the other guy
Buys the
it.
story.
Similar work in stand-up comedy, so I think it will come naturally to me.
One habit that contributes most to your success.
A lot of my job is about placing a deal, right?
Yeah.
Operational excellence for me is making sure that everything I pick up goes through, right? And I don't have to say, look, I tried, but it didn't happen, right? And for that, what I do, and which, you know, I guess reflects in my behavior, is I have to criticize everything. So I pitch to myself, I almost make sure that I listen to my own story and I criticize it at every stage, saying, is this going to happen? Who's going to react? Who's going to believe my numbers? Do I have a defense for it? What could go wrong? I stress test the deal before I take it to the clients, right? I am just so prepared, saying, you ask me a question, I have a reply. If I'm not able to sell the deal to myself, I just don't pick it up.
For us to be available at all time at everywhere, which is not possible. So collating data, understanding the market, being at the right product at the right time, not to sell or not to do business with, but to have intelligence to kind of produce to a developer or to a fellow friend or to a colleague, is what you need to get up morning and get to the market and close your day in the night and go back while you have learned something for that day. And that you need to implement next day into your business. So everyday learning, going and being available, being consistent. Get involved more with what developer is looking at it, your clients are looking at it, what their objective for the year is, and then go back with solutions. So that, I think that team doing and us put together brings a lot of data which gives us intelligence, and that wins the product that we kind of sell in the market.
All right, so coming to our last question of this podcast series. Shobhit, one thing people would be surprised to know about you. Storytelling, we've got to know.
Lots of things that people will be surprised about. Picking one is difficult, but I'll keep it simple. I'm really a bad negotiator.
Come on.
I in the family, if somebody wants something, the kids come running. They know I'm a complete pushover. They can't. I can't do it. My wife just laughs, saying, how do you even negotiate any deal when you go? So my negotiating skills are only sort of in the professional side. At personal side, I'm a very bad negotiator.
What about you, Raj?
So anybody I talk to or I service or I go to, is very emotionally I get involved in that transaction or in that relationship. So that kind of surprises me at some stage. So something that I don't know whether everybody will know about this. I may look on a phrase that very straight business and oriented, but it is absolutely 360 opposite. So most welcoming, but it's just that it just happens. So so that's something that you may not know.
Thank you so much, Raj and Shobhit, for sharing your perspectives, and we really enjoyed this conversation and look forward to having more conversations with you.
Thank you.
so much
Thank you.
for having both of us.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.